is a friend of mine. We actually lived in Prince William County together at one time, but I had to move away because he became like city council or something. Like, I'm out of here. I'd rather hang out with him. But he is the defender of heritage in Virginia.
I love it.
Gillespie,
I love it, yes.
Gillespie, 30-year lobbyist, feeding money. So you know what's going to happen if he's elected? He's going to receive the money. That's what happens. He's going to be on the other end. But anyway, with no further ado, give it up for Mr. Corey Stewart.
Well, hello, Virginia! Yeah! Who loves the Commonwealth of Virginia? Who loves our heritage of Virginia? Who loves our history in Virginia? Who loves Robert E. Lee? And who is proud to be a Virginian? And so am I. And so am I. And I chose to live in this state. I chose to raise my family in this state. I chose to live here because I love the heritage of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
That's right. That's right.
And all of it. All of it. I am proud to be a Virginian. Very, very proud. You know, and when these fascists inside of City Hall, they're tyrants. They are truly tyrants. And they're despicable people.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Only tyrants. Only tyrants try to change history. Only tyrants try to rewrite history. Only tyrants try to rewrite history because they want to rewrite history for their own purposes. And so the question that we have today is, are we going to let them do that?
No.
Robert E. Lee was a great man.
Yes.
Robert E. Lee was a great Virginian.
Yes.
Robert E. Lee was a great American.
Yes. Absolutely.
Robert E. Lee was a war hero.
Yes.
In the Mexican-American War in 1846 to 1848, he distinguished himself. He was an engineer in the Army when it started, but he was a great hero, very, very courageous, very, very brave, very, very honorable. And he proudly served the United States military. And when he saw his country falling apart, he went to his fellow Virginians and all across the country, and he said, please don't do this. I love this country. I love the United States. Please don't secede. He was against secession because he loved his country. But you know, when the war came and Abraham Lincoln asked him to lead Union troops into battle, he said, I cannot draw a sword against my beloved Virginia.
Amen.
And so reluctantly, he went to war. And when the war was over, he could have done as many others did. He could have said, I'm going to sit on the side, embittered. He could have led a guerrilla movement. He could have done all sorts of things, but he didn't. He was the very symbol of reconciliation. He was the very symbol of healing his country because he loved his country and he loved its people. And so later on, when he became the president of Washington University, now Washington and Lee University, a great university, by the way, he expelled white students who attacked black citizens. He called slavery the evil that it was. Robert E. Lee was a good and honorable man. And that is why in 1924, the citizens of this great city entrusted the statue of Robert E. Lee to the city in trust because they loved him and they wanted to remember him. They wanted to remember him for his attempts to reconcile our country. And it was because of the efforts of Robert E. Lee that our country came back together decades before it otherwise would have been. So he truly is an American hero. Now, all these years later, 95 years or so later, you've got 3 members of the Charlottesville City Council, one of whom is not even running for re-election, and another who is one of the most despicable human beings who I have ever heard hold office anywhere in the United States of America. Can you imagine if a white politician said the things about black women that this guy, Wes Bellamy, has said about white women? He would have been run out of office years ago. We are tired of the double standard, folks. We're tired of it. And it's going to end. And what began in 2016 across the country with Donald Trump, our great new president, and aren't you happy that Donald Trump is president? Yeah. Because in 2016, we began to put an end to the hypocrisy. We began to put an end to the double standard. And we sowed the seeds of crushing forever the bondage of political correctness. You know, all of you, as taxpayers, you built this city. You built the University of Virginia. And you know something? The liberal wacko left has taken it over. So the question I have for you is, are we going to take UVA back?
Yeah.
Are we going to take Charlottesville back?
Yeah.
And are we going to take our great Commonwealth back in 2017? Yeah. And with all of your help, and I want every citizen here to know who's from Charlottesville that we have your back. We have your back. And we are going to stand with you. All of us in 2017 are going to be proud to call ourselves citizens of Charlottesville, because everybody in Virginia is going to rally behind you as you take your city back and we preserve and protect our heritage here in Charlottesville and across the state. Now, we have a big fight, everybody. We have a big fight. We have a very, very big fight. And I got to tell you, the very first step that I've got to take is I've got to win a Republican primary on June 13th. And let me tell you something. My main opponent has said it's just fine. And this is a Republican, believe it or not. I call him Establishment Ed. But he says it's just fine if the liberal city council takes down the statue of Robert E. Lee. What do you have to say about that? On June 13th, we take back our party, and on November the 7th of 2017, as we took back America in 2016, in 2017, we're going to take back the Commonwealth. Thanks a lot, everybody.